Mm-hmm. Good morning and welcome to the Newman Center, live streamed morning prayer this morning. Great to have you with us. A little bit different day on the river this morning than yesterday. Yesterday we had hard driven snow and sleet, and it was really wonderful and it really helped us pray. And now on this sunny day, we also turn to the Lord. It is Good Friday, and on this day, of course, we remember Jesus being put to death. Our reflection for today will come from Isaiah 52 and 53. Mentioned this a little bit before. It's the suffering servant psalm, but we'll go through the one that is read today on Good Friday. It is often overlooked because we also get John's beautiful passion today. And so a lot of words come at us on Good Friday. And so we'll take some time this morning to reflect on Isaiah 52 and 53 this morning. And Danny will begin our prayer in song. Spoken about this after Isaiah 40. There are at least 4 suffering servant psalms between 40 and 66 and of Isaiah. And today it comes from chapter 52 and 53. See, my servant shall prosper. He shall be raised high and greatly exalted. Even as many were amazed at him, so marred was his look beyond human appearance, and his appearance beyond that of the sons of man. So shall he startle many nations, Because of him, kings shall stand speechless. For those who have not been told shall see. Those who have not heard shall ponder it. Who would believe what we have heard? To whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? He grew up like a sapling before the Lord, like a shoot from the parched earth. There was in him no stately bearing to make us look at him. Nor appearance that would attract us to him. He was spurned and avoided by people. A man of suffering, accustomed to infirmity, one of those from whom people hide their faces. Spurned, and we held him in no esteem. Yet, it was our infirmities that he bore, our sufferings that he endured, while we thought of him as stricken, as one smitten by God and afflicted. But he was pierced for our offenses. Crushed for our sins. Upon him was the chastisement that makes us whole. By his stripes, we were healed. We had all gone astray like sheep, each following their own way. But the Lord laid upon him the guilt of us all. Though he was harshly treated, he submitted and opened not his mouth. Like a lamb led to the slaughter, or a sheep before the shearers, he was silent and opened not his mouth. Oppressed and condemned, he was taken away. And who would have thought any more of his destiny when he was cut off from the land of the living, smitten for the sin of his people? A grave was assigned him among the wicked, a burial place with evildoers, though he had done no wrong, nor spoken any falsehood. But the Lord was pleased to crush him in infirmity. If he gives his life as an offering for sin, he shall see his descendants in a long life. And the will of the Lord shall be accomplished through him. Because of his affliction, he shall see the light in fullness of days. Through his suffering, my servant shall justify many. And their guilt he shall bear. Therefore I will give him his portion among the great. He shall divide the spoils with the mighty. Because he surrendered himself to death and was counted among the wicked. He shall take away the sins of many and win pardon for their offenses. As I was speaking earlier, it was not thought in the time of Isaiah 500 years ago, 500 years before Jesus, I should say, 2,500 years ago. It was not thought in the time of Isaiah that the suffering servant songs would be connected to the Messiah. And so this strange thing that just after Jesus, and even in the words of Jesus, we hear these suffering servant songs. And as we hear them, we hear how Jesus used them for himself, applied them to himself. And then quickly the scriptures, the gospel writers, used them in reference, especially St. Luke. In every major moment, we will hear a line from Isaiah's suffering servant. As we are gathered together As we come together today to remember Good Friday, we place our lives, our hearts, into the hands of Jesus, into the ones who suffered for us, and as we see his salvation poured out for us, we enter into that in faith. Yes, Lord, I believe that you've given your life for our sins, that your resurrection raises up us from the dead. Our psalm today will say, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. It's from Psalm 31, and of course this is what Jesus says on the cross. One of the things that he says, it is a great way for us to go through today. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. And so we'll have Danny lead us out in prayer. Thanks for joining us today for this morning meditation. At noon, we will have the Good Friday service live streamed. At 5:30 tomorrow, at 5:30 tonight, we will have a Living Stations of the Cross. At 7 p.m. tomorrow, Holy Saturday, we will have the Easter Vigil service. And then on Easter, 7, 9, 11:15, and 8 p.m. live streamed. Thanks for joining us. Danny, take us away in song. Thank you.
Jesus walked this lonesome valley. He had to walk it by himself. Oh, nobody else could walk it for him. He had to walk it by himself. We must walk this lonesome valley. We have to walk it by ourselves. Oh, nobody else can walk it